All right, we're about to get into something very dirty. Um, Southern Charleston-y cuisine. Um, Very simple stuff. Some people would call this something your grandma would cook if you grew up in America. Me being German, I didn't have access to exactly this. We didn't really have fried chicken where I came from, but I've got some ciabatta I toasted pretty good, and I've kind of cracked it to kind of break it up a little bit here. It's kind of an open-faced sandwich, but it's kind of not. The key to this thing is two things. This, but also there's a gravy, and then there's a bunch of fried chicken. So, first thing we want to do is I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit of this gravy, which is secret, on here. Okay, we kind of want to just spread that a little bit like so. Okay. And then we want to go ahead and put a couple of pieces of chicken. Small ones will serve good for this part right here. That fills up the open-faced sandwich quite nicely. There's the rest. Yep, English accent now. There's the rest. Your fried chicks. Alright, and now on top of that, guess what? We put more gravy. Because this took me almost 2 hours to make. Not 2 hours, maybe a little over an hour to make. But it is the key to the whole dish. And it's still steaming. And you can't really put too much on here. I mean, you kind of can to make it soggy, but if you're going to eat it the way I am, you don't need to put too much more on here. But what we do want to do is let that sit there for just a second. Move homeboy to the corner there. And we'll get started with some of this. Now that's hot. We're going to go ahead and let that sit for just a second. That gravy's got to cool down. Enjoy the show. And then I'm going to get into it. And basically, I've made my own seasoned flour. Buttermilk fried chicken, okay? And the gravy is, I'm not even going to talk about it here. That's either going to be another video or it will never be another video. But you can see right there. It's nice and brown, the gravy, because I char my roux. And if you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. If you do know what that is, then you know what I'm talking about. But that right there. And let me do this. I'm going to move this out of the way because the light. It's nighttime here. Let me give this just a little bit more so you can see what I'm hollering all about. Okay, so that being said, we're going to go ahead, take a bite of this. This is really hot still, so I got to kind of be careful. So try to slow my roll. Words, there are none. All you gotta do is just keep scooping. Oh my god, hot, but it's so good. Now fried chicken is so juicy and tender. I'm not sous videing it ahead of time. It's not even brined. You could technically turn this up a little bit, but I don't even think it's necessary because brining takes time and extra effort. And if your chicken's perfect right off the bat and your seasoned flour is homemade and it really is that good, you'd probably lose most of that brine in the food just after it's done. Oh my god. Okay. But now for the star. And what I hadn't been ready with is a knife and a fork, so I'm grabbing that now. And we're gonna go right into this bad boy. We're gonna bring him back to the center. I'm thinking, let's go start. Sorry, my nose is running. Whew. Because it's so hot. I'm gonna go ahead and get right in here. break that ciabatta up a little bit. Oh, where's that going? Come here. Get back in there. I can maybe reset the fork to right there. Get everything on there. That's why you can't really have enough gravy, because if it's just doused, then every bite will have a ton. The gravy's the star of the show. I'm going for it right now. I hope this is not too hot. Blow on a little bit. But we're going in. Oh my god. The ciabatta adds even more texture. And it's very similar to the fried chicken, but it's bread. And it's good Costco ciabatta too, so it's good bread. The fried chicken, perfectly cooked, juicy, buttermilk crusted. And the gravy brings it all together. It really does. We're going in some more. I'm just gonna hit it again right now. Yep. You saw that, licking a knife. It's incredible. Like, I'm just shaking my head. My glass is about to fall off. It is right on the money. This is my second time making this gravy at home. And I don't want to like toot the horn here. Sorry, it's hot. When you're done and everything is put together, normally you do like one last taste test, right? You've seasoned everything along the way that needs to be seasoned. You kind of cook it, you bring it, the gravy has to bloom, blah, blah, blah. That final taste test, it needed nothing. I can't say I could do that all the time, but sometimes you just get lucky where you taste it. And this is something you can't even put in a recipe. It's done by feel. You just kind of know, if you've been chefing before, that you just know. And this time I had a pretty good feeling it was close, but I didn't think it'd be dead on, but it was dead on. A piece of fried chicken trying to get away. Alright. I'm gonna get busy on the rest of this sandwich. I've got one more chicken tender sitting to my right. And I've got a glass of white wine sitting here to keep me company. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig in, do this thing. Holy shit. And see you on the next.